Alienware finally made a good gaming headset, and that's going to be the Alienware Pro Wireless Gaming Headset. Of course, you're going to get your headset, which I believe it also comes in a white option as well. Detachable USB A to C, which you can get audio through. We'll talk about that in the audio segment. Detachable microphone with windscreen on it. We'll do that microphone test as well. Of course, all your paperwork, and then your nice little tiny USB-C dongle, and you also get a C to A adapter. But of course, you all know we have to talk about comfort first, and slapping this headset on the scale, it's coming in at 306 grams, so it's not ridiculously heavy by any means. Now, when you come over and take a look at these ear pads, you can see they are fully pleather inside and out. Same up here on the headband, same type of material. But oh my goodness, these things are so plush. Look, I barely got to touch them and they just start sinking in, like super, super plush. And then right here in the middle, you do have some padding in there as well in case your ears are touching the drivers. And they're easily pop out. You can see they got proprietary brackets in there, so they're not going to be able to swap them. By the way, you can see that padding inside there now a little bit better as well. But even though these are fully pleather, my goodness, they are super stinking comfortable. Now, as far as the size of these ear pads, you can see the dimensions right there as far as the length, the width, and then the depth. If you can see it in the camera, they're a little bit deeper on the backside, then they get a little bit more shallow on the front. If you guys can see that, I'm trying to angle this around right here, a little tough. But as far as the headband, it's not really soft all the way around. You can see over here, pretty hard. It's right up here where it starts getting soft. As you see, I can't press right here, so it's just from here to right about here. But again, still very plush. Now, as far as the fitment and adjustability of this headset, it's lacking one thing that I usually always want. But as far as adjustability, again, it slides down and then up. You got like little notches on there, but it kind of glides. It's like right in between. It doesn't really like lock in there. So you do get little micro adjustments here and there. Nothing deal breaking by any means. And then as far as your ear cups, they do go in and out. The thing it's lacking is that swivel. You see, you got those forks going right around there. You got that HyperX design, and there's no swivel whatsoever. But I think where this is kind of becoming a wash, which I love swivel. I tell you guys, you need swivel. You take this headset, you put it on your head, and those ear pads are so darn plush that I really forget about it. I do feel a slight pinch extra pressure up there, which the clamping force on these is on that light to medium, maybe more towards medium, because whenever I shake, they don't budge whatsoever. As far as with glasses, completely comfortable with a bald head with that little bit of padding up there, perfectly fine. And again, I think that combination of how plush this headset is, I really don't bother with the swivel. When usually like swivel, like I can't wear the HyperX Clouds because again, there's too much pressure up front there. But these, like they just sit on there, even without swivel, they're incredibly cozy. There's a little bit of a line here. Like, can I say they're stinking cozy? I don't think I can, and it hurts to say that because they are incredibly comfortable. But number one, the ear pads being fully pleather, your ears are going to get spicy, and the lack of swivel may not be as good for you. How about we just say they're stinking comfortable? But now as far as the build, they feel incredibly solid. I can twist them up, dangle them up. I don't get worried about these whatsoever. The arms, the forks over here are metal. They go into the ear cups, which are plastic, and then that little plastic bracket up there. Again, I told you, you do get those little micro slides adjustments up there. Nothing deal breaking by any means. But even if I stretch it all the way out and go, I mean, I can, again, make this headset bow, twist it up, and I do not get worried about it. It feels very nice and premium in the hand. And the thing I like, again, I don't know if this goes into the build, but the style, right? The design of this headset, I really like it. It's minimalistic and simple. Yeah, you do get that alien on the outside, but it's nothing overdone. It doesn't look like some crazy gamer headset, you know what I mean? You don't got RGB and all this stuff. And when you put it on your head, it looks like a pair of headphones that you would wear outside, maybe like the Bose or something, you know? Very, very versatile for, again, gaming or daily life. It's just maybe that alien would give it away a little bit. Now let's talk about the features and functions on this headset, and then we'll roll right into that microphone test, which again, as you see, your microphone is detachable with the included windscreen. But as far as on the headset, back left over here is your microphone mute button. It's not a press in or out type of spring activated one. It's actually a nice little tactile digital button in there. You get your volume wheel up and down. You do have tactile steps, but it is continuously rolling. A and C button, which you can press 3 times for transparency, off, or ANC mode. Over here is your microphone port where it just plugs right into the side there. Down here is USB-C with your cable, which yes, you can also get audio through that. We'll talk about in the sound department. Over here on this side, you have your power button, which is just slide down to turn on or click up to turn off. And over here you got 2.4, Bluetooth, and then if you hold that button down after Bluetooth there, it'll sync up into pairing mode. Now let's go and take a look at the Alienware software for this headset. And while I'm showing you this, you're going to be hearing the microphone on this headset. That's exactly what you're hearing right now. So let's select our headset. Our first option here is going to be sound. You got your volume, which can be adjusted right on the headset, as you see me adjusting it here with the dial. On the PlayStation, it doesn't adjust. It's really weird. I don't know. Down here is your noise cancellation, off, on, and then transparency, which can be adjusted on the headset. As far as transparency level, you have to adjust it in here. Next option is going to be microphone, which right now we are at 50% on the microphone. Let's go on up here to 100, click save. Now you're hearing the microphone at 100%, which I'm a louder talker, and the microphone's about, yeah, maybe just over 2 fingers length from my mouth right now. Let's go and bring it down to, say, 5%. Now we are at 5% on the microphone, just seeing what kind of difference we hear on it. Let's go back up to 50% where we were before. That should be a comfortable range. This is the microphone at 50%. Side tone. This is interesting. I got it on, and I'll tell you what, right now, I don't hear anything. Let's go back over here. Let me turn my ANC. Let me go on and turn that. Gosh, it's so weird turning it back off because this ANC is so darn good. Very good ANC. Anyways, back to the microphone. The side tone. Coming over here, let me crank it up to 5. There's really no difference. I hear my P's and T's a little more when I come up to 5. When I come down here to 1, I don't really hear anything. If I come here to the middle, I still barely hear anything. Now, if I pull the microphone closer, now it's like right next to my mouth. Let's see. I'm going to save it. And now I can hear the side tone pretty good at 5. That's a pretty comfortable side tone, but I'm not sure if my microphone volume is incredibly loud for you guys. So side tone, I'm going to pull this microphone back away from me right there. Turn that side tone off. So the side tone's kind of iffy. I don't know. You might have to play around with the mic volume in that because you got to pull it so close to you. Now, as far as mic noise cancellation, I'm going to go and unplug my keyboard. And I'm going to test here real quick. Let's save it. This is with mic noise cancellation off. I'm going to type on this keyboard in front of me. All right, so that was a Apex Pro, the new one that sounds really good. Go check out my video for that one. The keyboard just sounds amazing, but I did smash the keys a little bit there, so hopefully you can pick up. Now let's go to try noise cancellation on, and I pause there for a second because you get a voice prompt in the headset whenever you turn this stuff. So let me save it just to make sure it saves, and now I'm going to do the same test on the keyboard. So I'm not sure if that picked up any difference. I just turned noise cancellation off as well. Now my PC is chugging right next to me, so I'm not sure if it'll cut any of that in or out as well. Let's go ahead and save that. Battery right here. As far as battery, you get 75 hours on Bluetooth and 35 hours with the noise cancellation on. Turn noise cancellation off, get a little bit more as well. So plenty fine battery, then your sleep mode, and then power save, and then as far as your updates. Now, one thing you're noticing on this software is there's no sound settings, right? Well, you got this. This is your sound settings, but no EQ adjustments or anything. And that's because it's ran through Dolby Atmos right here, which you can activate right here or come down here to launch. We're going to come over here and just fire it up. A lot of us are probably familiar with Dolby Atmos, but you come over here, ready to use headphone or headset, AW Pro, Alienware Pro, and then we're going to come over here to settings. If you're not sure if you guys heard that, but my family just came home and that's my son talking there, so I'm not sure if that picked up in a microphone if someone was talking in the house, so you can pick that up in here. But anyways, looking at Dolby Atmos, you can see you got your presets and then your EQs here. So over here is your bass and your highs. I use the smiley curve, as you can see. Let me tell you what, this is a really nice curve to use. It really pulls this headset to life, as I shouldn't be talking about sound. I'm just showing you features and functions. But while we're in here, this is my curves. It doesn't show any numbers, but if you want a visual, you can see this. But trust me, and turn volume leveler on as well, because it really pulls this headset out to life. So again, I want to show you this right now while we're in here, because again, how my family just came home. My son just got home from school, so you're probably hearing a little, maybe the dog going and a little noisier. So let's go back over to this microphone, and I want to hit this noise cancellation. So I just turned noise cancellation on again, and I just want to see if that's picking up any of that noise in the background, if it got quieter at all. I can tell you what, I can turn this ANC on, and holy smokes, I don't hear a single thing. So anyways, that's a pretty good raw test for us right there to see what we actually hear. But again, as far as sound settings at a core, you come over here and you have
Dolby Atmos.
All right, so now you're back to my video microphone. You just were listening to the microphone on the headset, but I want to talk about some of the features and functions as we just mentioned and looked at there. But first off, the microphone, I don't know if I showed, you actually get that light right there. You got a little microphone icon on the inside so you know it's facing the right way. But I love it right there. I mean, this microphone's nice and bendable. Even though it's lightweight, it actually moves where you want and stays there. And that light is so visible. Absolutely love that. I think every headset should have that, you know. But talking about the features and functions of this headset, the number one thing, if we can get some focus and light on the back of this headset where I showed you that Bluetooth right there, we actually got to swap it over, right? You tab down to Bluetooth as I showed you. So it's not simultaneous Bluetooth, so you can't listen to your game and music at the same time. But you also can't get a phone call at the same time, which is something that I tell you, that's what I need. That's why I love gaming headsets, right? My son's at school or I need an important call, I can get it right there. It's not so much simultaneous that I need, I just need to be able to get a phone call through the headset. But unfortunately, this doesn't even do that, even though it has Bluetooth. It's either 2.4 or Bluetooth. Of course, you can use it via the USB cable as well, but you just go down here, and then you're going to use it strictly via Bluetooth. No 2.4 then. And if you're on 2.4, there's no Bluetooth, which is a real stinker. It's almost like why. I think it's Alienware trying to cover, again, how I talked about how good they look. Maybe you can just use this as a headset or a pair of headphones outside of the house on your phone or something. But for gaming, I would love to be able to at least get a phone call from it. So on a gaming headset, it makes it pretty much darn pointless. But on the flip side, again, talking about that active noise cancellation, it is seriously some of the best I have ever used on a gaming headset. And that is a combination of the great noise cancellation, but also these fully pleather, very plush ear cups that really wrap and conform around your ears and really close them off there. So it's both of them helping out. But let me tell you what, it's pretty darn good if you got a noisy environment. All right, now let's go and talk about one of the shining points about this headset, which is again, really cool to see from Alienware, as many of their previous gaming headsets sounded like muddy mess, just nothing in the back there, nothing really making it exciting. But this headset totally changes that up. They're using the 50mm graphene drivers, the frequency range of 20 to 40,000. So focusing on the graphene drivers, y'all may be familiar with them with the new Astros or the Logitech G Pro headset. That is exactly what they're using right there. And the good thing about graphene drivers is they're a little bit stiffer. I want you to compare them to, like, say, a subwoofer for a car, and then standard drivers that we see in a lot of other gaming headsets are kind of like those basic cheap door speakers you got in your car, like paper, just flimsy. These are a little bit crisper. So what that's going to deliver is a more detailed, pronounced sound where you're going to get those crispy highs back there. The bass is going to hit when it needs to and really get what it wants. And that's what you get with this. Right now, I'm playing the first Descendants, a little bit of the Spectre Divide, and then what's the other one? Wayfinder I'm playing, then dabbling with a few other games here and there, right? And no matter what game I played on, I could use my smiley curve that I showed you in Dolby Atmos, and it did it. And it did it darn good. Like really good. Playing Spectre Divide where you got to hear them footsteps and everything, you know, those little tiny prints, you got it. You got that detail. Again, thanks to those graphene drivers and maybe a little bit of my curve right there where I'm pulling out some of that. If you want even more detail, drop that bass and you'll get some more of those highs out, you know. But again, going over to a story game, right, where you want a little bit of dialogue and stuff, you got what you wanted there. You got that immersion, you got that full sound, but you also got that crispy detail of the environment. So this headset isn't like screechy high. It's also not heavy in the bass, and it's not muddy or overdone where the mids are kind of fighting with the bass and the highs. It's doing everything right. Again, these graphene drivers, for me at least, sound is personal preference. You may like that heavier bass sound or straight up dedicated to the highs. This is, how we say in a lot of headsets, it's like a nice neutral sound, right? You probably hear that in a lot of headphones or headsets. This is that boosted up and again, just brought up to that exciting level. Like that is what graphene, this should be a standard in gaming headsets. I loved it when, again, Astro or Logitech, whatever, did it in theirs. This is what all gaming headsets use. They are so good. And when you tweak them and say Atmos with your own EQ, you can truly tell a difference. If you drop that bass down, you can truly tell the highs come out. Drop the highs down, you treble, pull out the bass, you're going to be able to notice it. So it's very nice and you can manipulate it to whatever game or style you want. Me, again, the smiley curve worked across everything and the sound was so punchy and potent, detailed, immersive, and exciting. It was a blast to use. Now, of course, my time using this headset is wireless. It's a wireless gaming headset, and that's how I'm going to use it. But like I said, you can use it connected by the USB dongle, or the USB cable, which you probably think, hey, you're going to get a little bit of boost going that way, right? Well, believe it or not, it actually dropped down and became not as exciting. You know, you still got that sound, but it was like off in a distance. I checked my settings and everything. It just wasn't good. Now, talking about using this going over to, say, PlayStation. I was using it on my PlayStation 5 playing Astro Bot. The weird thing is the volume wheel doesn't work on there. You actually have to go into your system on the PlayStation. But it was cool because I had to go into the PlayStation system and probably knock it down like probably close to 4 to 5 notches. With a lot of other gaming headsets on the PlayStation, you got to crank it up and be like, man, it's just not loud enough. That's just something we experience with PlayStation headsets. This one was so loud, again, I had to turn it down. Now, you do get controls of all your other stuff when you're on PlayStation. The mic mute, your microphone does work, which the microphone picks up big time on a PlayStation. I also had to crank that pretty much all the way down so it's not picking up too much noise right there. And then you also get your noise cancellation still. It's just the volume wheel that didn't work when I was on PlayStation. So as far as the sound, I know I probably said it 5 times now, but I'm gonna say it again. The sound of this headset is really good. Now that we had a good look over of the new Alienware Pro wireless gaming headset, let's compile it and talk about the value, as there's a lot of tidbits I want to chime in here. So don't leave me yet since you're at the end of the video. But number one, the MSRP, the price of this headset is going to be $230, and we'll get back to that. But wrapping the headset up, what I think is it's packing so much, and there's no question about it. It is a great headset. That's no fluff, whatever. Again, I had a blast using it. I never caught myself saying, "Now let me get it off," you know? And the features, it's packing a lot. The comfort, shockingly, was very good, even though no swivel in the pleather pads, and the sound was just amazing. So it did all the core stuff very good. But there's a few things I wish it did different. Number one, that Bluetooth. Like, it's got to be a usable Bluetooth while you're gaming to be able to get a call. Right now, it's just a headphone and then a gaming headset as far as Bluetooth. You can't use them together, which is a real stinker. The volume wheel not working on PlayStation, that could just be an update. I don't know. Maybe that was something with me. That was a little weird. And yeah, I do wish it did have swivel, even though it wasn't a deal breaker for me. It was perfectly fine. And I wish it included a swappable pair of ear pads, since they have that proprietary bracket on there. Not easy to swap. I wish it came with a cloth one, just in case you want to swap out to that. That would have been nice at this price point. And that kind of consolidates my opinion right here. Like, yeah, it's a darn good headset for sure, but at $230, I wish there was a little bit more. And we talk about a little bit more, again, when I mentioned the Logitech, the G Pro X using the graphene drivers, it comes with a replacement set of ear pads, and it has Bluetooth, which I think it's only a Bluetooth where you can get a call through. It's not simultaneous. But anyways, it's doing everything that I think this should do. It does cost more. It's $250, but again, it's very similar, and it's doing the stuff that I would want. And they actually put swivel on that new one as well. So that's where it makes it a hard recommend for me. Let me put it this way, that yes, it's a good headset. If you love Alienware gear, you're going to be happy with it. You're not going to be disappointed with this. It's a great headset. But the stuff, the features, functions, and everything implemented in it, I wish they would have taken it just a little bit further. So next time, Alienware, just give me a call. We'll be able to push this to the next level, make that perfect gaming headset, because we're so close right here. You did so much right, but just missed a little sprinkle of sugar on top.